and for donating his time, actually. For those who don't know the background of Dr. Safa, Hady is the founder of Standards, a prominent consulting and training firm that was originated in 2005. He went through profound studies of human resources, change management, innovative solutions, leadership and business development, and had successfully managed the human resources departments of major multinational companies. As one of the Arab world's renowned motivational speakers, he is a vibrant inspirer and highly trusted resource in business and professional circles for Lebanese and Arab CEOs, non-profit organizations, and business leaders from all sectors. For 2 decades, he has not only profoundly experimented competencies development, but also has helped hundreds of businesses and individuals think and act strategically. Dr. Safa, we're looking forward to hearing you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. That's the regular, when you spend the day, the whole energy is gone. Good afternoon comes at the end of it. It's like, so let's try this again. Hello. Hello. Yeah, some energy. Right. So my name is Hady. I'll be speaking today about the power of your mind. Well, we grow into life. We experience different circumstances, and accordingly we form different personalities. But there's inside this huge power of that mind that does not only consist of the brain, of thinking. There are more into it that forms all our conditions, experiences, attitudes, values, and beliefs. And this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about how all of those form who we are and how we can change this or build on it to get better results about our life. We ready? Yes. Right. Before we start, let's kick off with a video, a nice experiment that was conducted on a human being.
Stop. Pay attention. Take a look at this crowded waiting room. These people may appear to be waiting for the eye doctor, but they're actually waiting for the first test subject in our hidden camera experiment. And here she is, right on time for her 12 o'clock appointment.
Hi, how are you doing?
This woman thinks she's here for a free eye exam.
Have you been here before?
What she doesn't know is that everyone else in this room is working for us.
I'll be with you in just a couple minutes.
Today we're running an experiment on social conformity, and the test starts now. Did you hear that? These people sure did. It doesn't take long for a test subject to notice a pattern. Beep means stand up. But why? And if you were in her shoes, what would you do the next time the tone sounds? While you might think you make your decisions all on your own, when it comes to peer pressure, all too often, your brain is just following the crowd. It's all around you, every day, an invisible force you're probably not even aware of. It affects what you do, how you think, and who you are. It's called social conformity, or peer pressure. And while it might not sound like a good thing, it's actually not so bad. The truth is, your brain craves synchronicity and takes comfort in the ease and efficiency of just going with the flow. And whether it's simply knowing what to wear in the morning, supporting your team in the big game, or even marching off to war, we're all programmed to be part of the group. And that's because your brain knows that there's power in numbers. We set up a hidden camera experiment to see if this woman would stand up at the sound of this tone. simply because everyone else is. You might be thinking you'd never go along with this. Or would you? After just 3 weeks, and without knowing why she's doing it, this woman is now conforming perfectly to the group. But what happens if we take the group away?
Elaine, please.
Okay, now she's alone. The crowd is gone, and nobody is watching her, except our hidden cameras. What do you think she'll do? She's now conforming to the rules of the group without them even being there. Now, watch what happens when we introduce another outsider who doesn't know the rules.
Have a seat and they'll be out in just a couple minutes. Thanks so much.
Think she'll teach the new guy what to do? We kept the cameras rolling as more unsuspecting patients arrived. And slowly but surely, what began as a random rule for this woman has now become the social norm for everyone in this waiting room.
Does it make sense? Left side is the fork, right side is the knife. Left, right hand. Why do we do this? Because that's the etiquette. No, really, why do we do this?
Because people do it.
It's a norm. Yeah, it's a social norm. What else? There's actually some logic behind this. It's easier because you're right-handed. I mean, most of the people are right-handed, so it's easier for them to cut with the right hand and then to just hold with the left hand. That's the rationale behind it. But we do it all the time as social norms. Now, normally what happens to us is something like this iceberg. It's like the tip of it is only on the top and everything else is at the bottom, which is 90%. 90% is our reaction to this 10%, which is what happens to us in life. So our beliefs are strongly driven, okay, by what we experience in life and how we react on them, how we interpret them, right? So let's say one of the beliefs could be generic. Hard work always pays off. Who believes in this? Raise your hand. Okay. Who doesn't believe in this? Yeah, right. Now, if we debate it, would you have a wrong or right answer? Your beliefs. And some of them are personal. So not only generic, hard work pays off, but also one like this. I know I always find the right solution, however complex the situation is. Who believes in this? Personally. See, we have few now because they are personal beliefs. So beliefs can be personal and can be generic. The generic ones come out of the experience of the society, and the personal ones come out of your personal experience and your reaction to it. So beliefs are based on life experiences, right? Yes. Right?
Yes.
Wrong. They're based on the interpretation that you made on those experiences. Now this experience would be, I don't know, a circumstance, something that happens 2, 3, 4 people, or even to a society. Your interpretation about it will form your belief, and it could be not the same belief as the person sitting next to you. Does that make sense? So beliefs might be true and might be false. At the end of it, it's simply something that you have chosen to believe, and that will shape your decisions. Because how do we make decisions? By rational thinking? Logic? It's a mixture between emotions. What else? Values. Thank you. Sorry? Previous, yeah, according to previous experiences. What else? Education, knowledge, and several other items. Now, let's see how these things actually combine together, make our decisions, and how our decisions would really affect the whole life, the whole destiny of something. In beliefs, we have 2 sides. There are some limiting beliefs, and then there are some empowering beliefs. Limiting beliefs like, I'm a victim of circumstances. Do you hear that in the society? Life happens to me. I live in scarcity. There's never enough in Lebanon. Employees. Obstacles hold me back. I can't start until something happens, until the Wizara happens. Now, before the Wizara, there was what? Rais Jumhuriyya. Okay? It took time. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's wait and see. There's always this, I can't start until this or that happens. It's too hard. I should quit. Especially entrepreneurs. Any entrepreneurs in the house? Woohoo! Actually, مبسوطين. Yeah, that's me. Our life is tough. Right. And there are some empowering beliefs. I create my own reality. Life happens for me. I live in abundance. There's always enough. Obstacles help me grow. Starting before I'm ready leads to success. If it were easy, everybody would do it. These are the self-affirmations, the positive self-affirmations that we do to ourselves on a daily basis. Quotes, Instagram quotes, Facebook quotes, Jamet, good morning. We have a lot of them. Yeah. So basically, we have 2 types of beliefs. The limiting belief stops me from me getting hurt of something. So it's like, it's with good intentions. Okay? Limiting beliefs are not so bad. They have good intentions. The brain is trying to stop you from doing something wrong with yourself, or he's trying to make you avoid the wrong stuff. And then there's the empowering belief, which is based totally on what? Positive thinking? Challenges. Challenges? The power of the
Problem solving.
Yeah. So, why do you think it's so important to recognize your beliefs? To correct them. What else? To grow, right?
To create better results.
They affect our actions, absolutely. They direct us. They shape our future, absolutely. And how do they impact your behavior, your beliefs? How do they impact your behavior?
Sometimes can be set as a limitation.
Right, limiting beliefs.
Yeah, limitation. So when you know your limitations, maybe you can work how to improve and to be more productive.
Absolutely. What else? How can they shape our behavior?
They dictate our actions.
Right. If you believe in something, you're going to go work for it. If you believe in something negatively, you're going to also go and work for it. If you have a bad hair day, you know the bad hair day where you wake up, you're trying to fix your hair and nothing is there. I mean, I tried everything today. It's a bad hair day. So I wake up like this, I put myself in the car like this, I'm driving, and then suddenly something happens. Yes, I knew it. This was not my day. And then at work, you have loads of work. That everyday work, but you see it as something that's negative.
Something positive happens.
Exactly.
And something positive happens when you want like $1 billion
Yeah,
So how would that change it?
it would change you because you're gonna say, actually, you said the LAU part. But actually, what happens to us is when something or two happens in a nice way, what do you say? روح اقطع اللوتو. You say, go do the lottery because it's your day. It's actually a lucky day.
The idea is the environment.
Yeah.
If you have positive beliefs or negative beliefs, the environment gets you different feedback, then things will change. It's not only about beliefs, the environment is also.
Absolutely. The first part was belief. I'm going to talk about circumstances later on and how we interpret them. But I'm starting with one cue of this whole.
It has to do with perception, how we perceive things.
Right, and how you perceive it now. It's not that I have this belief forever. Sometimes this belief is for a short period. Today, okay, this year, like Maggie Farah, this year is a good year. انتوا بتصدقوا انا بصدق توصل بعدين in September Maggie I'm running late so something wrong yeah زحل ما وصل على نفسه. You know the story about the elephant road?
Yes.
See, we always see this scene next to services and stuff, which is a big, huge elephant that's tied to a little rope. And it doesn't make sense because the moment the elephant decides to, just move his leg, it's going to go. But the elephant never tries to. You see, when he was a baby, when the elephant was a baby elephant, they put the rope on his...
The same road.
Yeah, the same rope with the same money. And then he tried to pull himself out. He couldn't. Once, twice, 3 times, I don't know, for a week, for a month. It didn't work, he stopped. And then he grew up. Yeah, and it grew up with him. His limiting belief grew up with him.
Same as a myth.
It is. The same as any other belief. I mean, beliefs can be of anything. Can be of a fact, and can be of something that's very false, and can be of a myth. In Arabic we say, Allah عرفوه بالعقل. Right? No, actually, عرفوه بالقلب. No way عرفوه بالعقل. No way. Let's say I come to you today and say, I was at the beach, and there's this guy, he was holding a stick. Okay? And he pushed the stick into the sea, and then he made a big hole, and he walked through. What would you say about me?
Crazy.
It is, yeah, impossible, crazy, whatever. This is Moses, right? So you got it emotionally. You didn't get it mentally. You didn't get it logically. It didn't make sense to you logically. It made you, I don't know, it made you believe in the story itself. It made you believe in the whole religion itself, rather than just, a story about something. And this is half of leadership. And we're going to talk about this later. You know the bumblebee, the boer. Now, scientifically, bumblebee cannot fly. Aerodynamics. The weight, and then the wings, and then his power. He cannot possibly fly. But he doesn't know. And he's raised in a society of bees. They fly. I do. And I'm flying. So the bumblebee shouldn't be able to fly, but bumblebees don't know, so they go and fly anyway. That's still a fact. Gandhi said your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values shape and become your destiny. That's the importance of beliefs, and it comes in all the sections of our life, not only the religious belief, but also the society, also the self-belief, believing in myself, in my potential, in what I could do, in my limitations, absolutely everything. So, It could be, again, a limiting belief, or it could be an empowering belief. Either I can or I cannot. Someone once said, if you believe you can or you believe you cannot, in both ways, you're right. So, this is what actually happens. An event happens, okay? Your interpretation about this event could make your belief either an empowering belief or a limiting belief. I mean, it's crazy watching a little baby, you know, being picked up and thrown in the air. What's the reaction of the baby? Happy. Yeah, happy and laughing and, you know, giggling. Would you try it yourself? Today?
Yes.
At your age? Would you be that happy? Be scared. Scared from what? Scared from falling. Why is that? Because life has started hammering you with those experiences. And those experiences started to hammer your interpretation about them in order to make them a limiting belief. Those, who took long to swim? Swimming. Yeah, who took long to swim? Who took long to ride a bike? A bicycle. Yeah, you did? Okay. Who's afraid of going to the dentist? Why is that? Is it because you don't like his name? It's, yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Because you're scared of blood and you're scared of the machine and all.
Yeah. Did somebody tell you about this, or you went and experienced them?
I don't remember that also.
Yeah. People who swim late, who swam late. Last answer. Okay. People who swam late. Was there any accident that's related to this? Did you see anyone? No? Swallowing too much water in some incident, maybe? So, our experiences are interpreted in a way that's either making our belief a limiting one or an empowering one. Oh, that's energy. Yes? Yes. Yeah. لأنه هلا بعد شوي we're going to see that it goes the other way. That's when it comes to bad. Right. So there's this story about this tough parent. He was, you know, kind of abusive. He used to hit his two kids every day. He had a twin, two boys. He used to hit them. He used to, you know, give them bad times, give them attitude, shouting at them all the time. He was a bad parent. Okay, and the kids were really whooped every day. Now, one of them turned out to be exactly the same, and one of them turned out to be the exact opposite. Same event is happening, but what's happening, what's different is that, yeah, they have different interpretation about why he's doing so, about how he's doing so, and about how he's going to shape his future as a kid or a grown-up baby. So, beliefs are everywhere. Religion, activities, beliefs about myself, the way I look, how intelligent I am, how beautiful I am, my age, I'm growing old. خلاص صرت ختيار. How old are you? 35. Really? بقول لك, I started taking medicine. Because, you know, I have to. I grew up. The best way that Generation Z, this generation, is doing is actually dealing with age. Now, our generation, Generation X and Generation Y, are the people who were born from 1975 to up till 1995. That's the generation. Looking at our parents at the age of 40, take their picture. Look at them. How old do they look like at the age of 40? 60, exactly. You know, the glasses and the, I don't know, the suit and the hair, and the models and all that. And wearing jeans back then was like, well, my prestige. So he goes to a picnic wearing a suit. I don't know why. And then the societies, our beliefs about certain societies, about certain sects, about certain countries. So we think all Egyptians are funny. 100 million Egyptians are supposed to be funny.
And good dancers.
Lazy.
Good dancers.
Good dancers. There you go. 100 million person. Because, yeah. So that's about countries, and take it and translate it into religions, into race, into even home, even riyadh. Yeah. So all of you from, I don't know where I'm from, Zibdin, all of you from Zibdin are so and so. All of you Beit Safa are so and so. We do this. We do generalization. Right? It comes from one belief, from one experience with one person, or maybe two, or three, that would give you this kind of belief. So it's either generic or personal. Any questions? In the model of the transactional analysis, a previous seminar that I gave here with okay. Yeah. We spoke about this model. I'm okay, you're okay. Now, in beliefs, we have these 4 types or 4 models. One of them says, I'm not okay, you're okay. This type of person who always believes that they are lesser than people. You know someone like this? So yeah, so since school, they look at your sandwich and say, "Yeah, why? And they grow up with this model. So there's never enough. I'm always not okay, and they're always better than me. My friends are better than me. My colleagues are better than me. The other society is better than me. The other is always. The grass is always greener on the other side. When something is wrong, these people say, I'm the one to blame. It's my fault. I don't do things right. I know, it's not your fault, it's my fault. He starts his sentences with apologizing. Right? They can make excellent salespeople, right? Can you imagine someone like this doing sales? No. Yeah. And then there's the other type. I'm okay, you're not okay. Yeah, the arrogance, I'm always better than you. I'm showing off my car, I'm showing off my brands, I'm showing off my job, I'm showing off my house, my everything. I'm always showing other people that I'm better than them. Do you know someone like this? Yes. Yeah. Oh, the Lebanese passports are talking about generalization, right? No, not all of them like this. And then there's the I'm okay, I'm not okay, you're not okay. This is the passive aggressive type, which is I know that I screwed up, but you're not better than me. You also did something wrong. If you want to watch this example, every Wednesday or Thursday, I'm not sure, at any TV, any Lebanese TV station, after the news, you will find a talk show getting the 2 parties, and one of them is asking them, where's the billions that you took to do this and that? The other one would not, give excuses about that. He would say, and what did you do about the electricity? That fight, which is, I know I screwed up. I know I'm not okay, but you're not any better than me. And then there's the 4th type, which is the healthy type. I'm okay, you're okay. I want my right, and I will not step on yours. I reach to agreements. I make contracts with the other person. The win-win situation. Make sense? This guy, one of the best motivational speakers in the world today, Mr. Anthony Robbins, gave us a beautiful theory talking about those 4 squares in our life. And these squares literally shape all of our life. You know, you start by making an action. You get some result. If the result was positive, then this result will build potential, a belief in you that you can do it. Okay, so I did it, and I did it well. I passed. I'm good. I can do it. I can pass next year. My belief will be in what? In the potential. So I'm growing my potential into doing next time, into doing a bigger step. It goes on since our childhood, you know, a baby trying to walk. They do the first steps with help, and then you start removing hands, and he takes his first step. Yes! And another one, yes! This is how we try to, you know, he tries to walk. And then once he walks, he tries to what? Run, and then jump, and then please, please, please sit down. So, baby steps goes along the way in taking actions, getting small results. This result will build the potential, the belief in what? In our potential. Once we grow this potential will make us take a bigger step, and then this bigger step would give us a bigger result, etc., etc. Like today in this economical situation, if you are normally working in a company, an owner of the company, any company owners here? Company owners? That's the reaction about entrepreneurs. It's bad time for the economy, right? So accordingly, what you should do now? What should you do? You should cut costs, right? Let's not take bigger steps. Let's not make any investments, or let's not make big investments. So you take a smaller action than what you used to. A smaller action, what will happen? Smaller results. And then the smaller results, what the belief will say, see, I told you, it's bad time for investment. Don't invest. See, this is what happened. I took bad results. Not because I did short investments. No, it's because of the bad time. It's because of the belief that was originally there. And then accordingly, what's the potential of my company then? Getting less and less. Back in 2006, you know, the war, the Israeli invasion of Lebanon, hotels automatically, hotels, travel, tourism, what would they do in such a crisis?
Raising the prices.
Yeah, they were raising prices. They always do this, but that's not the point. What they did actually is shut down some floors to cut costs, you know, and throw in some employees to cut costs. And there was this guy, a friend of mine. He used to be one of the managers of the Monroe Hotel in Beirut. Facing Phoenicia. Phoenicia was literally shutting down floors, okay, laying off staff. And he came up with this brilliant idea. His name is Diakonos, he's living now in Greece, I think. He said, you know what, guys, in a boarding meeting, we should light up all the balconies. Let's do this. And the GM was like, are you crazy? We're trying to cut costs here. And he said, trust me, let's do this. If we show the world that we are in business, you have a lot of reporters, you have a lot of press, you have a lot of people who want to stay in hotels, and if they just get past Phoenicia or other hotels, what would happen? They would say, there's no business, they're closed. And when they look at us and see all lit, we will find, you know, a big number of reservations. Yeah. And this is what exactly happened. During the war, those 3 hotels of Monroe, Markaziyya, and Britannia were the same one that were fully booked. It's a matter of perception. And accordingly, the belief is met. Some people would say, this is a crisis. You know what? Let's not invest. Some other people would say, that's the time. That's exactly the time for an opportunity. In Arabic, we say, مَصَائِبُ قَوْمٍ. Not because of this qawmin or other than this qawmin. It's basically because some people see it as an opportunity, others see it as a challenge. So, these are the 4 areas we're going to be visiting this a lot tonight. Coming to values. Now, what are values? Values. Qiyam.
What is right and what is wrong, your morals, what is right and what is wrong.
Right? What's right and what's wrong. What else?
What you believe.
So they are beliefs?
Morals.
Because values can be changed.
So it's morals coming from beliefs? Yeah. What else? Yeah. They're exactly coming from the same side that beliefs come from. Okay? Either from the society or from my personal experience. But here, in beliefs, I go more into beliefs of things that I really want or that I'm trying to avoid. Let's show a list. And you pick up from this list. Love, outrageousness, success, comfort, adventure, and service. What do you have bigger value for in your own life? Love, raise your hands. Outrageousness, raise your hands. Outrageousness, bungee jumping, parachuting, rafting, things like this. Yeah, action. Right? Outrageousness is just doing something crazy. It's like Trumpiness. Right? Success. Who values success the most? The most. Yeah, the most.
The most?
Comfort. Right? Adventure. And serving others. Mother Teresa's in the house? Yeah. Okay. You see, we have different values. Although we might have the same belief, we have different values. They're not the same. Each one of us values something. Somebody said, you know what, I need to be successful. All right? It's not about the money. I need to be a successful man. I need to be a successful wife. I need to be a successful entrepreneur. I need to grow my company. I need to be a man of religion, but still success to them is the same. Somebody else would say, you know what, I don't care about the career. I just need comfort.
So why didn't you put happiness?
Sorry,
why didn't you put happiness?
Happiness. Because in all of those, you reach happiness. I mean, if you value love, this is happiness to you. If you value comfort, this is happiness to me. Right? How do you reach happiness? I mean, define happiness. What's happiness? It is satisfaction. Actually, absolutely. This is what I'm saying here. Now, some people would seek success to find the happiness in success. I mean, you're working 20 hours a day, yes, but I'm happy. Are you comfortable? No, but I'm happy. The other person, you're sleeping 20 hours a day. Madhya gyms, Madhya spas, jacuzzis and stuff, and you're so relaxed. And yeah, that's my happiness. That's how I seek happiness. Right? Some people go for adventure. I met people, who's university graduates. Some of them have masters. What they do is they do road shows. They do shows on the road for people to put coins in front of them. It's like, why? I'm happy. I want to travel the world. I don't want to stick to a job from 9 to 5. That's me. Doesn't apply to you? Not necessarily. I had a friend of mine. He used to be in the corporate business, NHR. Okay? And he used to be my intern, and then he grew up to have a very successful career in HR. Once I called his office, asked about him, he's gone. Called his mobile, it's closed. And then 2-3 years later, I received a phone call from a mobile. Hey, Hady, how are you? It's Guy. Guy, how are you? Where are you? I'm in Beirut. I'll pass by. The office is still the same? Yes, I'm passing by. And then I went doing some stuff. He came in. He was sitting at the secretary. I walked by, and I called the secretary, like, why do you have a beggar here? A beggar. I mean, if you look at the guy, a beard, a big beard, torn clothes, he's dirty, the shoes are dirty, yeah. And she said, no, he's looking for you. He's asking for you. He has a meeting. So, exactly, what happened to him? And I was pitying him, So I called him in, come in, let's sit, So, what are you doing? He said, man, grow up. Hey, you know what? I left everything. No. Even less than this. I gave up my resignation. I bought a land of Nendano. I don't know, 2 kilometers square maybe. Okay? Right now, I'm sowing and reaping organic food. I'm making my living. I never talk to people anymore. I don't want to speak to humans. I have the animals, they're fine. That's happiness to him. Oh no, that's happiness to him. Can you do this? Yeah, this is you in the literature, see? But is this everyone? No. Would everyone want to travel the world? Would everyone want to be comfortable? Yeah, traveling the world depending on which situation are you traveling the world in. So, it's either seeking this or avoiding pain, embarrassment, anger, frustration, humiliation. Now, let's see from the audience as well. What do you value avoiding the most? Physical pain. Raise your hands. Do you value avoiding physical pain the most? All right. Do you avoid anger the most? Raise your hands. Do you avoid frustration?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Yeah, all right. Do you avoid humiliation?
How can you avoid it?
Yeah, you can. I'll tell you how. You wouldn't do any risk. Yeah. I'll tell you now. There's this Russian. I'm not sure if it was Lenin. He said the only person who doesn't do anything wrong is the person who doesn't do anything at all, and that's avoiding humiliation. So I wouldn't take the risk to avoid humiliation. I wouldn't raise my hand in class to avoid humiliation. When the teacher is looking for me, I would to avoid humiliation. So yes, we also value avoiding pain, avoiding frustration, avoiding embarrassment, avoiding humiliation. At the end, our values are simply seeking happiness or pleasure or avoiding pain. This is why you have always those two keys: pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain. Even God speaks to us the same way. Arif, Arif. If you do well, heaven. If you do wrong, go to hell. You raise the kids in the same way. You do well, you get, chocolate, gifts, anything. If you do bad, you get discipline. You give people discipline shares. Yeah, that's the rule of motivation at the end of the day. This is what we seek the most. We seek pain, we seek pleasure, or we avoid pain. Sometimes we have pain while seeking pleasure. Yes. Sports. Let's take sports as an example. Why do we get married? Yeah. So, yeah, you see, if it was a rational decision here, right? Rational decision, you want to get married? Yes. Are you sure? Yeah, did you think of it? Of course. Really? Was it a very rational, logical decision? See you after a week. So it's either seeking pleasure or avoiding pain. So, ideally, if we know someone's values, you can pretty well predict overall the basic direction of their life, right? I mean, looking at Instagram photos, this is what I took from up. This person is what? Athlete? They value what the most? Sports, physical appearance, etc. Right? The other person values
Enjoying their time.
friends, families, hanging out with them, etc. That guy values adventure, business, show up, money, basically. Yeah, foodies. They all know people like this. So once you know the values of someone, you actually know what drives them. And somehow you can know poker. We can know my friends in poker. So yeah, you can know more or less what drives them, their beliefs, and how they see life from their perspective. Does that make sense? Any questions so far? Right. So what's, yeah. Yeah. Right. Right.
Because the morals and values which religion always not to lie, not to cheat,
Not to kill,
not to
not
kill,
to, yeah, well, they're all the same,
Yeah,
right?
this is a
Yeah.
So you don't want
Now these are the values of the religion, not the belief.
Yeah, when you want the pleasure, then you have to be submitted to pain because you have to study in order to succeed.
Right? This is why I said exactly the same. I said when seeking pleasure, you sometimes acquire pain. I mean, no pain, no gain. In everything, in sports, in business, in life, in religion itself, you know, we're always facing pain in order to reach the pleasure. In sports, you know, people who are trained for like 12, 15 hours a day, why? Just to be the person who, you know, the best athlete and the best shape today. Of course, in business, they spend hours and hours, and they spend a lot of efforts and attending meetings and, you know, doing all it takes in order to prove themselves as successful people. Of course, there's pain involved. If it was easy, anyone would do it. So what's the most important to me? Now, this is a question for you. Have your notebooks, not to share, but just jot down for a minute. What's the most important to me in life? Both in seeking as a pleasure or in avoiding as pain. First, let's start with the seeking part. What are you trying to seek in life? In life, in business, in your career, in your relationships.
I'm doing research for happiness.
Proportional. Yeah, proportional. Not equal. Yeah. There's another dimension, and it takes too long here. Plus, it's not instant gratification. We're seeking instant gratification. The question is, what's the most important to me, to you now? In life, in business, in a career, in relationships, etc.
Happiness. Source for happiness.
Are we done? Anyone wants to share? I mean, this is up to you. If you want to share what you wrote, just raise your hand. Sharing is caring. Like Uncle Barney says, yes.
So I'm seeking comfort, happiness, health, and love.
I'm seeking comfort, happiness, health, and love. Excellent. All right. Now, what do you have control on?
Health.
What? Do you have control on what?
No.
Do you have control on health? Yeah? Okay. Happiness?
No.
Happiness from what? Yani, hella, if I told you you have $1 million, are you happy? You have a cheating husband, are you happy? That's a good one. So, health, love, what was else? Happiness and comfort, yeah. Define comfort. Yeah, comfort. There's too many ways to be comfortable. Is it job security? Is it what? Yeah, what kind of comfort? Right. So, keep them as they are. Now, on another page, or on the same page, write down what are you trying to avoid in life. You see, we always know the values of happiness, joy, health. Negativity, which is what here? Why are you trying to avoid negativity? So you don't get frustrated, right? This is what you're trying to avoid. Frustration, not negativity. frustration is what you're trying to avoid. This is in your case. So what are you trying to avoid in life, in business, in your career, or in your relationship? يمكن مش بالضرورة. I'll give you a beautiful example about that. In June, I came from a doctor's visit, a dermatologist. I had these things in my hand and face, like white drops. It's like this was the fifth dermatologist I visited, and he said, "This is stress." Like really, stress. Yeah. What should we do about it? Well, you have to de-stress. Yeah. Don't get too stressed. Okay. Then I went back and started to analyze, when do I get stressed? Where do we, I mean, in which part of the day do we get most frustrated? Embouteillage, traffic, you all said it. Inside the car, I turn into a monster. I mean, people who know me well cannot really sit beside me. I get too frustrated driving, you know, and I come up with curses, not the usual curses, you know. I come up with words. Yeah, innovative words. I start to get really angry. So what I did simply in June was sold my car. As simple as this. Now that we have Uber and Kareem, this is what I'm doing. Exactly. I wake up, I have my coffee, sit down, and I go to Uber. Once he's there, go down, I sit in the back. He does all the worrying and frustration, and I pay for that. And it's been 3 months, everything is gone. Yeah. The whites, they're gone. I mean, 70%. I still have to go to Uber for a second or 2 months. You see, being there, I mean, it's not hard to make the decision once you know what your values are or what you value the most. Now the contrary.
This was something you
can control. Absolutely.
For example, when you said about your children,
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
your work, you don't do anything.
Absolutely.
It's not manageable.
Absolutely. I take life as a sailing boat. You know, it's like a trip on a sailing boat. Fine? You have certain control on certain stuff inside that boat. That are mainly what? The veil and the direction, right? Can you control the air? The wind? Can you control the waves? The sun? Where does it come? Where does it go? So, if I keep worrying about those factors that I don't have control on, would I reach anywhere?
No.
But frustration.
So stop worrying.
So, not stop worrying. Worry about what you can control. Worry about what you can change. Can you control luck? No, but I can control my health. I can control opportunities. I mean, I have to be ready for opportunities. If the opportunity, I mean, luck is, now we're going to speak about luck. There's a whole chapter on luck. But luck is there for everyone proportionally. Some people are so lucky. I mean, so lucky. And some people are really jinxed. Don't know that. So, yeah, it's not only the only factor that works. There are a lot of stuff that will fall. Again, back to this one. So now that I know what my beliefs are, my values would create what? My potential. Accordingly, I will take actions. Accordingly, I will take results. Without knowing my values, it would be very difficult for me to have a sense of direction. I was once in a seminar that this lady came up and said, I was talking about training and development and how you should always develop yourself and never stop learning, etc. And she raised her hand and she said, well, you know, sometimes it's not fair. I'm like, why? She said, well, I always take trainings, attend workshops, classes, I attended English classes, computer, French, German. I attended knitting. I was like, what do you do? He said, I work as an executive secretary for the procurement department in a shipment company. First question was like, okay, which countries do you deal with? I said, China, mainly. Like, did you learn Chinese? He said, no, Chinese is difficult. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? You're trying to, take all the courses in the world that's not related to your subject matter. I mean, how does it work for you? How will it help you? How will you create the opportunity? You're doing the hard work part, but how will you create the opportunity? So, she did this. She got a negative result. Accordingly, her belief in growing went down. And then as a result, she did not have any potential to, go and apply for a growing position, for an increase, for a promotion, or for another position. And her beliefs now changed. They switched into, I'm not good enough for this company. I'm not good enough for this career. Maybe I should change. How many of you changed majors in university? Raise your hand. Why did you do this? Why did you do it, sir? Sir, why did you do it? First, what was your major? Mm-hmm. So from interior architecture to business.
I got my MBA.
Yeah. After art, okay, you didn't change. You finished your BA.
My interior architecture major, then
And then, no. Did anyone do a drastic change? Yes? Twice. Yeah.
So I changed to teaching foreign language. At that time, teaching kids did not have any potential. So I started doing what I do for this
Right.
Yes,
And you did this later on.
as I was teaching,
Yeah. But I mean, it took you a couple of years.
yeah,
Right.
like a year or so.
A year or two.
And then I did my master in international affairs because it supports my
Vision.
my work
Your work.
as
Okay.
a writer.
Yeah.
I don't write.
Great. Huh? اه بحسسوني اني احمد Yes.
I chose science, and then I thought it was not my character, and I prefer to work with people rather than sit on the laptop.
Yeah.
Coding.
Uh-huh.
Then I changed to accounting, and then I changed to management, and then
Wow.
staying home.
So that's quite a change. But it was basically coming from the part that, I didn't feel like it. Right? Or I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it happening. This is why I changed.
I changed from education to communication.
Yeah? For the same reason, right? Yeah? So, okay, great, thank you. Where do they come, those values, where do they come from? They come from early, from our parents, then from our peers, from our friends at school, and then teachers, and then your peers in the university, and then your boss, if he was good looking like this, and then your peers at work, and then the society. Basically, the values come also from the outside, and then we bring our own values back to the society. But as we saw this lady, we go for conformity with the mass. Right? So,
we go with the flow.
we go. Sometimes it's the same value, okay? But we have different rules for it. So somebody would say, if life was fair, I'd have everything because I worked so hard. And the same value, life is fair, I'd have everything because I'm such a good person. That's just true. Now, rules about money. If I make money, Someone would say, I would buy the things I want, I'll be happier. The second would say, I'll buy the things I need, I'll be more comfortable. The third, I can save more, I'll be secure. Depending on what? Depending on their own values. If I make more money now, avoiding pain. I can afford to pay all my dues, I'll avoid humiliation. I can stop borrowing money, I'll avoid embarrassment. I can save more, I'll avoid depression.
All of the above.
Yeah. Now, society would say, if you want to be successful, you should work hard. Another one would say, you should seek opportunities. Another one would say, you should study medicine. Remember the medicine, lawyer, engineer. These are the jobs, and the rest are just, jobs, not jobs. So, somebody else would say, he would say, you should do what you love. Most of us would say, you should get a wasta. Yeah? But again, choose D. Yeah. What I want you to do here is to be the scientist as you are the experiment, as you are the subject of this experiment. Now, who knows you better? Does anyone else but you who knows you better? No. And you are trying to experiment yourself on daily basis, what you like, what you dislike, what happened right, what happened wrong, what should I, improve, what worked for me, what didn't work for me. This is where I'm trying to, shift. I'm trying to experiment myself in the process of beliefs, values, and then rules. So, the values bring up the rules. The rules would enforce and reinforce my beliefs, which will reinforce again my values and my trigger. Are they close now? This potential will make me do the actions I do every day. If I wake up and say, another Monday morning, how would Monday morning be? The way you see it. Sometimes we try to nag beforehand. Sunday night, weekend is finished. We post it on Instagram and on Facebook. So the actions we take will be converted into this. The results we'll have, according to those actions, will be lower. Then this will again reinforce our belief in every Monday morning, not only this one. If you go into a relationship and it turns out to be a bad one, this will reinforce your belief that, all kinds of relationships are like that. Same goes for the job, friends, genders. All men are? See, guys are saying it now. That's an improvement. So, what's the definition of a salary? Salary. What's a salary? Did you read my next slide? It's a reimbursement, it's a compensation in return of your effort spent in a certain amount of time in that institution. So it's not about you spending time in the institution. It's not about you spending time in the company. It's about you putting the effort during this time you're spending at the company. Yeah, I give a lot of courses in the Gulf, and most of them, how do I know if someone actually works? Well, he just goes there to spend time. From the words they say. What do you have tomorrow? I have work. That's, going to work. Another one would say, I have dawam. Dawam. So I'm going there just to deal with it. Just to be there, just to spend some time. Some of them are also in private company. I'm not talking here, I'm talking also in Lebanon. Yeah, you could really know what the values of a person are from the way they're speaking. Now let's return back to the salary. Compensation in return of an effort spent in a certain amount of time. That's the formula. Right? Now, What's with this T? Time. Can you get more? Can you get less? Can you get less time? Can you make them like 23 hours a day? No, we all have the same amount of time. The only exciting part is we don't know when it's enough. We don't know when it's finished. We don't have the same amounts. We have the same amounts every day, but we don't know how much time you have and how much time I have left.
Or I still have.
Exactly. But efforts. This is the only thing we can work on. I mean, if you want to grow this dollar sign, what you should do? You should either grow up this one or grow up this one. Or grow them both. Can you grow this? No. We can grow what we're doing during this time. Right? There was this Instagram post for Gary Vaynerchuk, one of the marketing gurus today in the market, and he was like, I don't care what you're doing from 9 to 5. I care the most what you do from 6 to 12 p.m. Because 9 to 5, everybody's working, everybody's putting the same effort, the same amount of time. What are you trying to do differently? If you want to grow, I'm going to ask you about what you're doing from 6 to 12. How are you spending your time? How many hours are you spending on social media? How many hours are you spending with friends? How many hours are you spending reading a book? How many hours are you spending attending seminars? Or sleeping? I can't sleep more than 6 hours. And I'm amazed by some of my friends. They actually have to have 10 hours of sleep every day. Or 9 hours. Freaking lucky. I can't. I mean, even if I tried to, I cannot. But then, if you calculate 3 hours times 365 days, that's the amount you're losing and I'm gaining. Even if I'm having fun, even if I'm not studying, I'm not doing anything.
Relax.
I lived this amount of time more than you. So it's actually the effort that you're putting during this time. And this effort makes 3 Hadys. You know, my name is Hady. Hady times Hady times Hady. Yeah, I'm not saying sleeping 2 hours a day. I'm not saying sleeping 6 hours, which is the adult. Yeah, TV 7, 10. 10 is too much. Right? I'm saying, okay, what's good for you, right? Which is 6, 7 hours, fine. But some people, they do like 10, 12 hours. How are you using your time? Now the 3 H's are the head, the hand, and the heart. That's your effort in general, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about how much skills you put on it. We all know someone who's really skilled, right? Are they necessarily successful? No. We all know those philosophers around us. They have a brain full of everything. Information. Did they make it? No. We all know some nice people, nice mamas, nice people, nice, tender, loving, caring, friendly people around us. Did they make it a success? It's not about that. It's about actually multiplication of those 3 together in you. Your hand, your head, your heart. The head part is the knowledge. What are you trying to acquire every day? Are you gaining 1 piece of information a day? Are you gaining any new information? Why would you leave a job? You would leave a job because you got bored of it. Because everything is, being a routine, right? But if you learn something new every day and try to apply half of it, will it be still a routine? Right. If you stop learning today, what will happen? Stop living in general. I mean, let's take an example. If you say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of this social media, I don't want to try this Facebook thing. If you said this 5 years ago, what would happen? You'd be an outcast. Totally, an outcast. And if I ask you 10 years ago, you have Facebook? Most of us wouldn't have. Now, if I ask you, do you have Facebook, and you say no, I'm like, okay, what's wrong with this?
That's fishy.
There's something wrong with it. Now, what's critical is this is your choice. You can have, you can not have a Facebook account, but if your children have a Facebook account, you'd rather know how it works. If you don't want to take the knowledge, they would get past you, and they would do things that you don't know anything about. Soon enough, they would be texting each other next to you, while you don't know anything. Right? So, the moment you stop learning, whether you're 20 or 80, you're old. I would say you're dead. The other one is the skills, growing your skills in something. It's like a game, you know, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, in everything. Now, if you take, what do you like to do the most? Yeah, a hobby, something. Sports. Which kind of sport? Golf.
The most?
Football. How long? What was the last time you played?
1 month ago.
1 month ago. And you play for?
I enjoy that.
Yeah. But usually do you do it?
2 times a week.
2 times a week. So I'm keeping my skills, I'm keeping my form in football. Even if I got more skills than him, even if I played better. Okay? But I stopped 10 years ago. Would he beat me or not?
Yes.
He's still in the form, yes.
What if we don't know our skills?
What if we don't know our skills? Excellent question. How do we know our skills? We must get exposed. Don't try everything. If you're not good at bungee jumping, not necessarily.
I'm trying.
You have to try it, right? Or, jumping off a parachute. No. But get exposed to it. Right? We're going to speak about this in the opportunity. And then the attitude part. Every day in Africa, a gazelle and a lion wake up. They wake up both and start surviving. How do they survive? They start running. But for different reasons. The gazelle is running for his life, and the lion is running for his life. One is running to avoid being killed, being hunted, and the other is trying to eat, trying to hunt. And this is a matter of attitude. Right? So it's a matter of your emotions, and this is why we have the big title, all the trainers use, emotional intelligence. It's actually your intelligence in getting to know your feelings, what ticks you. Because again, circumstances are the same. What ticks my emotion would be a bit different. So, believing in yourself is believing in your head, hand, and heart. Knowledge, your skills, and your attitude. Now, there's a formula for this. If I have a problem, for the formula. We all face problems, and sometimes we get too frustrated within, the same problem or something that's been taking some time and effort. Here are some facts for it. I'm speaking about attitude. First, I'm giving you facts. Humans have always had the same problems. Do you agree?
No.
That's a fact. Okay. The same problem of survival. The same problem of settlement. The same problem. Okay. Now, there's a difference between this scar and my dad's scar and then my grandpa's scar. But it's the same, again, the same problem with the same scar. The same problem with the salary. If I ask you now, are you happy with your salary? Would you say yes? Raise your hands.
Yes,
Okay. Now, 5 years ago, was your salary the same? No. Were you happy about it?
No.
Point three? It's a breakdown of thoughts. It's a breakdown of feelings. Sometimes you get a nervous breakdown. Just remember, it's a breakdown of those feelings, not a breakdown of me as a whole. I'm not grumbling here. It's just that my nerves right now, my emotions are down. That's not the end of it. Third fact, it is a problem. We always miss this. Come up now. Because would it matter? Would this problem matter in 5 years from now? No. 1 year from now? If it does, then worry about it more. But I can assure you, you wouldn't even remember. You would laugh at it. You would really laugh at it before, I mean, when you're speaking about it. You felt it this way before. It's not like a new feeling of frustration, a new feeling of angriness. You felt like this before. How did you handle it? Just ask yourself, how did I handle this? Problems are, by experience, not always as bad as they look like. Because from those problems, you grew. You learned. You got the experience, and you evolved. It's from those problems. Yeah. Problem in PowerPoint.
Experience.
Yeah.
It's a new code.
We all know someone who is lucky, right? Right. Are all lucky people successful? As we know, lucky. They're damn lucky. But is luck enough? Do you know someone who was lucky to earn the lottery, maybe to win the lottery, and then he lost all of it? I am. Do you know someone who inherited some fortune from their parents and then they lost everything? They were lucky. I mean, yeah, we were raised together. His dad left him a bunch of. My dad left me a bunch of. But still. He lost everything. Because luck was not enough. But we all know people who are hard workers.
Yes.
You know? Hard workers. Do they make successful people?
No.
Haram! They're really hard workers. So luck and hard work would make success. There's one missing part. Huh? Smile? Smart work! What was smile? Give me some hard work. I feel lucky. Actually, yeah, working hard, working smart. Sometimes even working smart can, can make it happen to you. But you need the opportunity. This is the luck. Right? Luck plus hard work. طيب بعد في شغله. Times attitude. That's the formula, ladies and gentlemen. Luck plus hard work times attitude. Because if you have a positive attitude, let's see if you have a negative attitude. You're a hard worker. You're so. I mean, you're giving like 20 hours a day working. Fine, and luck came to your door and knocked. Okay, there's this, I don't know, this company who's trying to headhunt you and they come to your home, they actually knock the door. Okay, but you're having a bad day. Yes, what can I do? I would like to have a coffee, maybe some plastic. It's a bad habit. If your boss comes to you and says, listen, we have an opportunity in front of us, I need you on this project. Boss, please. Last time you told me this. Like 2-3 times, I don't buy into this. You don't want this opportunity? No, I don't want this opportunity. Give it to someone. I'm okay. We know people like this, right? When it comes to attitude, it's actually everything. And why did I make it as a formula and multiplication? Because if you have positive luck, positive hard work, and a negative attitude, what would happen? Minus times plus. Minus. Wouldn't work. صح؟ not me. إذا كانوا كلهم ماينس 8 تطلع بعدها شيلي حاول to prove the point. Yes, minus times minus equals plus. So if you have a bad attitude and you don't get what? So let's get back to focus. What do you need to focus at the end of this,
What we can control.
How you interpret the world, how you interpret your experience.
Absolutely. You need to focus on what you control on also. What do you have control on? I mean, what are your resources in this world? No, resources. Time? Time, effort, and yeah, and money. Simply, these are the things you have focus on. I mean, sorry, you have control on, and this is what you really need to focus. Where are you spending your time? With whom? Doing what? Where are you spending your money? With whom? Doing what? Where are you spending your effort? Your energy? I mean, I know someone who could actually drive 100 kilometers just to eat some kind of food.
Yeah, why not?
صح؟ We do this, right? نطلع على العلبة لناكل فيها. I drive to Saida just to eat that Bak Ahmed. Yeah. Right? Sometimes you're tired, you're coming back home at 8 p.m. maybe, you're overworked, okay, and then you change your clothes and go to do some few basketball shoots. Why? Because you love this. This is where you're spending your effort, your time, and your money. So this is where I need to focus most. What do I want? First, what are my beliefs? What are my values? Accordingly, I build my goals. What do I want? I'm not going to teach you and preach about SMART goals. I'm just saying, focus on what makes sense. Because once you focus on your effort, then you're focusing your head, hand, heart on it. That means you're focusing all your knowledge on this area. You're focusing all your skills on this area. You're focusing all your attitude on this area. Does this make sense now?
Yes.
Now I started with a video just to get you to know how much conditioned we are by the society, by the people around us, by the cultures, the religions, the backgrounds, everything else. But actually, if we just do this, if we just focus all the things that we have control on, we might get somewhere in our life. The best football player is not about only getting trained day in and day out, hustling day in and day out. Some people lose, some people quit, some people get injured. It's about being ready for the opportunity and having the right attitude to deal with it. Yeah, but generally speaking, I was talking about success. But yes, you're right. If you're focusing all your effort, all your time, all your money on comfort, would that make any difference? What my point is, just focus on what makes sense to you, right? If it was success, then fine. If it was comfort, it's okay. You're gonna focus on that. I mean, I know a lot of people who said, you know what, Hady, I want to retire at the age of 35. And they made it. Actually, once you put a goal, you reach it eventually. If you don't, you just fix the ways. But you never change the goal itself. But sometimes we tend to forget about the goal. Why? Because day in and day out, we leave circumstances to control us. We leave the boat to control us. We leave the wind, the waves, to control our paths and not the other way. And I'll tell you something, people who do not have plans will be doomed forever serving the ones who have plans. Does that make sense?
I say that
Yes.
the hard part is for me at least keep on focusing. Keep on the hard part is not to focus at the results, but keep on
Keep on. That's what I'm saying. Focusing my time, my effort, and my money on that thing. Right? Yeah. Winners never quit. Quitters never win. But the only one who never quits and never wins is an idiot. I mean, yeah, win, yeah, quit. So, you know this? IBM. I made the rules for my IBM. Because I'm going to tell you now what's actually pulling you backwards. The IBM. I is for Inshallah. B is for بكرة. And if we are procrastinating in our lives, these are the three words that are pulling us. Ask now, if you want to work, inshallah is a very nice word, inshallah, it's like inshallah, right? But if you want to know the real meaning of it, ask the kids. Ask a child now. Inshallah, يعني لا. That's the first thing they would say. تقول إن شاء الله لا إن شاء الله ما يعني لا يعني عم تقول لا. The second one is بكرة. بكرة I'll start a diet. بكرة I'll go to the gym. بكرة I'm gonna start my saving plan. Let's hear it from you guys. Who does some saving? Actual saving. See, this is like 10% of us. But once you put a plan for it, there is a way to do it. And there is a way, and there is a how to do it. You're going to cut down on things, save on things. Easy. Straightforward, even if you were, getting less space. But if you say bukra, this is just procrastinating for tomorrow. It's the snowball is going bigger and bigger and bigger. The work is going bigger and bigger and bigger, and frustration will get bigger. All right? And then this ma'alay. Ma'alay, I didn't give 100% on this report, but I promised myself, ma'alay, next time, bukra, I'm going to work on comes in a combo. Ma'alay. Yeah, not your ma'alay, my ma'alay. My ma'alay, إنه مثلا I come late, like 30 minutes. Ma'alay, sorry, ma'alay علينا بالعجل. That's my ma'alay, that's the ma'alay. Not ma'alay you lost, ma'alay you learned, ma'alay you failed this time. No, not this time. Ma'alay is like, my ma'alay. What I'm trying to say is giving just okay. The okay, the regular one. Not giving the best that you can. Everything. So, first thing to do is actually outline what you really want. Because there's so many things in life, you are really exposed to so much stuff, okay, that you might get lost. Wanting this and wanting that. Change your wants into needs. Change your shoulds into musts. I should go to the gym. Yeah, I know that you must go to the gym. So the word would sound different. The belief would start to change. The value would be different. And then confess of your guilty pleasures. Comfort is really sweet. Sitting down and, buzzing my nose in other people's lives on Instagram and Facebook is like kind of fun. It's interesting. Sniffing around their profiles and stuff. But how much time is it taking away from me? As an average, and I'm talking worldwide, 3.5 hours a day are spent on social media. So, what are your guilty pleasures? Social media, gaming, phones, WhatsApp, or even worse, gaming on WhatsApp. Gaming on phones, sorry. Watching movies, now you have Netflix, now you have, coming to this, every day we're exposed to a big word here, instant gratification. And if you ask our grandfather, they used to go to the movies like once every, 3 months, 4 months. Okay, today, our age, for example, the TV opened at like 6, it closed at 1, 2 a.m. Today, they have Netflix. And I thought, having Netflix would be really nice because I can choose any movie, documentary, series I want. And there would be enough choice. And then suddenly I look at my monthly report, continue watching, this part, continue watching, and I see 148 items of continue watching. So I started and I never finished, I switched. Because I have this need for instant gratification. I need something right now. Even attention now, we're getting it online. So I post something, then I get the attention. I get likes, shares, comments. And then gain leverage from pain and from pleasure. So you ask yourself, if I didn't do this, what would happen? Painful stuff. If I did it, what would I gain? How would I reward myself? So using leverage of pain and gain in order for me to have a motivation of doing it and finishing. And of course, the ideal 7 habits of highly effective people, if you have a big task, chop it down into small pieces, work every day at a time, every task at a time. These are the records. Now, learning, unlearning, and then learning again. Let's say your mind is a closet, right? And according to your life, so much of experience, so much of exposure, it's like this, right? Now, in your closets today, do you have things that you haven't used for the last 12 months? Yes. Why are they still there? So, I might use it. I went to my mom and I saw this big juicer, lemon juicer. Because she has 3. Like, Mom, why do you have 3? She said, بطل يعملوا منهم. Use them. Right. So, this closet of your mind is full with good stuff and bad stuff. It's full of empowering beliefs, personal experience, the clarity of your values, the halo and horn effect we spoke about, like, all Egyptians are, or Lebanese are, or let's say, I don't know, if you say anything, I would consider it as sweet because it's about you, it's about how I think of you, the way I perceive you. And if you say something, anything that's even nice, I would see it as the devil itself. Why? Because it's the halo horn effect. Because you come from a village that I hate someone in. Right? Background. Right? That's the halo horn effect. The valid information that you have in mind, things that make sense, things that you studied, experienced, etc. Social norms, we all do this, we all do have this. False addictions. How many people smoke besides me? Smokers? Wallah, right? Now, why do we call it false? I'll tell you why. Because at the time when you smoked the first couple of cigarettes, you were relating it to something. In my case, I was relating it to getting bigger. I was like 15, sick of shit, tired of shit. Ever since, it's the case. Right? This is why we call them false addictions. Because they're actually, you're not addicted to this anymore because of that feeling. It's not like connected to that feeling now. It's changed. Grudges. Do we hold grudges? Let the smokers. Yeah, grudges. Hey. مين هيدا حدا؟ تعرفوا ما عندكم حدا حابين على حدا بحياتنا. في حدا هلا بتحطوا على كيس البوكس وبغير بتخبط؟ Limiting beliefs. We all have them. Objectivity. Generalization, as I said. Valid skills. Old ways of doing business. Our experience mainly. Personal judgment. And obsolete information. You know what's obsolete information? تاريخ السلاجقة. Sign or sign. You ever use them? شو عاصمة بلجيكا؟ Why should you know? It's there. هلا أنت بتفيدك. Other than that, you would never use this piece of information, right? And if you want it, Google. I was just watching a video before coming here. Now they have a device. It's linked. It's an outside device. It's like a plastic thingy. That's here. He asks him the question. He just repeats the question with his thoughts, thinking of it. Right? So ask me Belgium. Brussels. He Googled it. So, yeah. Siri, you speak to it. But أنا عم بحكي. شو اسمك؟ ثانية شو؟ Tanya, شوف. Tanya Hamdan. So the moment I say Tanya Hamdan, just imagine now this device, going to Facebook. Are you friends with Dina? Are you friends with Dina? Yeah, of course I'm friends with Dina. I know Dina from a long time. So technology is there now. It's the time for you to take back, to clear this closet from the hollow horn effect. What should we remove? Empowering belief. Shall we remove it? Personal experiences, clarity of values, valid information, social norms.
Yes.
Shall we? They're gonna still exist, actually. ما فينا نجيب عليهم يعني ما فينا نجيب عليهم ما فينا اليوم
Generalization.
عامل مثل ما صار زي false addictions بنشيلهم grudges بنشيلهم limiting beliefs بنشيلهم objectivity we keep it generalization شيل valid skills let them old ways of doing business شيلهم personal judgment remove it obsolete زلاجقة شيل وضل عندنا صار عندنا محل هلا بدنا نعمل شيء بعد بدنا ننظف هالخزين بنكب هول يصيروا خزانة ثاني هن ذاتهم بصيروا هون بصير عندنا like half the closet empty ready for the new information. If your mind is stacked, okay, it's not gonna absorb any new information.
Maybe for a businessman, it's not valid. It's not, it doesn't have a value. But for someone who writes or who involved in history or in social
Yeah, which type of history?
this is so important.
But would I now, if I gave you 100 books, okay, of entrepreneurship and accounting, would you care? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Remove everything that is none of your business. You know, like what's the profit, what's the capital of what, and I don't know.
Logical.
You know, geography, history, etc. Okay, that will not make sense to you. What will make sense to you is the history that you're learning about, that you have passion on.
How do you control this?
It depends on what you really want, what you really value. I mean, my beliefs will create my values. According to my values, I will focus my resources. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, by reading, by learning.
And by getting exposed. I mean, how would I know what I like? Absolutely by not sitting down and having a shisha. I need to get exposed to things. I need to try out things. But you know, sometimes you're getting to know it before actually trying. It makes sense. So self-seeking in thinking, in feeling, and accordingly in acting. So if you think about it, you will find the way. If you want to experience, let's say, entrepreneurship again, you have to be around them. You have to think like them, you have to act like them, and you have to walk with them. So that's the last part, which is design thinking. You know, in the business, we go for this model, which is empathizing with the client, defining the problem, ideating new ideas to fix the problem, prototyping them, and then testing. Which is nice, which is convenient for a business. Now, for a person, if something doesn't work for me, okay, I want to go to the gym, but I'm feeling tired afterwards. Right? Now, empathizing with the feeling. آخر النهار بشرفك هذه الساعة 6 كون هلكان بدي أروح على الجيم. It doesn't work. Fine. Let me define the problem. It's the time problem. It's the effort problem during this time. What should I do? I come up with ideas. Shall I change the time? Shall I change the... What, لوين? Okay, لا, it makes sense to me. Hey, مثلا واحد بروح وقت lunch break, so you change the slot of time. In my case, I changed the gym. The gym was next to my house. So I reached home like, what, 6:30, غير ثيابي ظاهر من الأوضة بتطلع هيك. هون في جيم وعذاب، هون في دخل AC. بعد نهار شو بتعمل؟ half, يعني 50% of the days you choose this, you lose. So what I did is, I took the gym next to my office. I finished work, go there, خلص وبخلصها and then I go. Made sense, but the belly is still working. And then there's the classic ABC model, which is changing what? Changing the actual event that's happening to you. Remember, we said the event happens, accordingly, we have the belief, right? So, changing the actual events. If I want to quit smoking, I should not hang around with smokers anymore. If I'm hanging around with them, even if I quit smoking, what will happen? They're going to smoke in front of me. I'm going to get frustrated. That's good. Just one. Right? If I want to get away from negativity, I would change the people I'm going out with, and they have negative effects on me. They give negative vibes. Yeah. They're part of my family. I can still manage my time and my efforts, even if I took 1 hour or 2, a slot, away from them, doing something new, totally, even going there, free, going there, sitting at the beach once a week, and then another time going to another friend, and then another time, and then spending the rest of time with them. Okay, the week would pass, but with minor changes, and these minor changes will create habits, and these habits will create different beliefs. Right? Changing the belief system itself. So, I'm afraid of adventures. Fine, let me take a baby step. Let me take a small adventure. Don't go hiking to 20 kilometers and say, you see, I was right. Of course you were right. Go for a hiking of 2 kilometers first. Try it. If you like it, then, repeat the dose and higher the dose. And then, change the consequences or the feelings related to it. So it's not about guys, it's about that particular guy. It's not about the job, it's about that time during the job. Does it make sense now? Remember, just to conclude, beliefs come from values, and values then create beliefs. They both create our action plan in life. What we believe on will give us the potential to do the action, and accordingly this action will get us the result that will enhance or decrease our belief in our potential. Any questions? Yes.
You're very good. And what you did was avoid the job.
Yeah. Thank What I did is actually, I think it's a look at the event itself. What am I doing? Where am I getting answers? It's in the actual event. So I changed the factors of the event. I did. You have to give yourself some. Hey, enter. That is just basically, no one goes forward.